Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Bridges Grove and 30 Days of Goddess with this week's mini ritual, 5 or so minutes long. And I am using woman runes as well as the Daily Practice Companion deck and the Cut Your Own printables that accompany that deck as well. And I am here, my deck is all grubby still from our construction projects, maybe forever. And it is a sunny, bright day, pretty hot and humid. So anyway, our Woman Runes card for this week is the Crescent Moon, the Rune of Divination Ritual, and the Door to the Unconscious. So when I see this rune, I actually often perceive it as a question of, are you listening to the dream time? Like, what is knocking at the doorway to your unconscious? What is whispering to you in the night? You know, what is your 2 o'clock in the morning self thinking about, perhaps knowing, perhaps needing? So what is out there in the dream time? What is kind of lurking, and not lurking in a creepy way, but lurking in a, intuition way? What is dancing at the edges of your awareness, asking for time? So that is how I look at the Crescent Moon. And one of the answers to some of those questions can come in divination or ritual, but the primary way I experience this rune is as that whispering, whispering in the dream time, in the unconscious. And then from the Print Your Own or Cut Your Own decks, we got Walk, and then I went ahead and drew a word card from the Daily Practice deck as well. And we got Sacred. So may you walk with the sacred in this day, in your life, may you walk right into the sacred every single day and find that you belong there. And then a practice, so choose a crystal or other sacred object from your space and give it away to someone else. If you wanted to carry this a little further, you might do that even in the Creative Spirit Circle Facebook group, if you felt like doing that, or in the Goddess Magic community specific group that goes with the Patreon community. That's patreon.com/bridgesgrove. Maybe you want to choose a crystal or another sacred object and give it away to someone else. I will think about what I could do for that myself. And then a practice from the deck as well, the printed deck. Repeat a mantra or sacred sentence. And this one, I may have used this really recently in another video and forgotten, but lately I've been using the 5-finger prayer with breathe the breath of grace. So breathe the breath of grace is what I've been using as a sacred sentence. I've also been just coming back to the word center, and I think that actually might be my word of the year for 2023. It very often knocks at the door of the unconscious or of the conscious. In August, my next word of the year kind of comes knocking, and I start to think about it and hear it. It jumps out at me. I feel something from it, and then I finally settle and you know what? That's it. That's the word of the year. It takes me a little while to recognize it, but it almost always happens in August. And then so that seems kind of silly. August is a long way from January, etc. But then it's well, if that happens every August, then August kind of dates my own year almost for myself. I'm usually at the cusp of something in August as well, a cusp of change, the cusp of discovery. It just feels like that's why I use it as a cauldron month. It's this incubation, crucible, change time. And so anyway, that's a little bit of a long side note, but I'm coming back to just the word center repeatedly when I feel off center. So what do you come back to? What is your sacred sentence? What is something that helps restore you to center or brings you back to your walk with the sacred? And then, let me see, I have both a prayer and an affirmation, so I'm going to do the affirmation first. The affirmation's from our booster pack. I follow the longing in my heart and the knowing in my bones. I follow a goddess path. So that actually goes really well with our walk in the sacred. So may you carry that affirmation with you into this week, walking with the sacred, following a goddess path. And then to close the ritual, we have a prayer from one of the Cut Your Own decks. And I think there's a good reminder here too for us all. May I return to the roots of practice, to the heart of caring. May I return to the simple sacredness of small ceremony and ordinary enchantment. May I return myself to the present moment as often as I can. And I'm going to add, may we remember that we breathe the breath of grace. May we return to center as often as we can. So thank you for being here. I'm wishing you a wonderful week full of sacred moments and ordinary enchantment. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.